being the progressive is a courageous step right now. You know, people say all the time, well, I don't understand why anyone would run for office. Now more than ever, that's a real thing. But the folks who are there, right? We talk about Barbara Lee and the courage to run, to go from being a congressional leader to deciding to be a mayor. It's a very different function in our democracy, but they had the courage to actually do that. And the courage to also call out issues that have been long not talked about here in Oakland around the role of the mayor in a charter, you know, ways in which federal funding is being not only eliminated, but also being held hostage, because that's another dynamic also. So I just, you know, think our champions are really important to call out. I think it's important to name Nikki Bass, Supervisor Nikki Bass, and their courage to really lead us through this last several months of a ballot measure that the voters had already approved back in 2020 that was challenged in the courts, called Measure W, which was marketed to be around addressing homelessness and houselessness challenges in Alameda County, comes out of the courts and is in this process of, okay, now we have this money to distribute out, and the majority of the Board of Supervisors wanted to use it for everything except for its intended purposes, and that our county administrator tried to justify that. I have to give Nikki Bass her props as a supervisor for saying, no, we went to the voters for this intended purpose. We need to hold true and hold ourselves integrity to ensure that that money is spent on the things, but that they had to go and work with a grassroots group of housing and tenant and leaders across Alameda County to advocate for something that the voters have already approved to be implemented. And it still didn't go 100%. To what it was intended to go to, but it got further along, right? So when we talk about what it means to stand up against a conservative agenda, we also have to talk about the courage of our progressive champions, these electeds who are, you know, picking the right fight, or for lack of a better word, getting into good trouble on issues that are about protecting the interest of the democracy, right? And making sure due process is still true, even if it's not at the federal level, that it's still true here at the local level. I'm sure that's...
So you know it's going down, it's going down. We politicking in the town. If you ain't know, then I bet you know now, you know now.